Now, in the video, I did mention a few times that I was going to put a timer down over this run, but I realized after recording it that that timer would have been absolutely pointless, so if you guys hear me in the video talking about actually putting down a timer over this run, you can completely disregard that, but otherwise, hope you guys enjoy. What is going on today, guys? Tomcat here, and today I am bringing you guys the second round of the trailer towing challenge. Now, in this round, we're going to be using the Ford F450, and I'm going to save the Dodge for last, because I feel like the Dodge might do the best on this just because it has an insane amount of power over the other two. So we're going to save that for last, but I don't think this Ford will do too bad. I think this Ford will actually, I think it'll be able to make it through. I think it'll honestly be able to make it through. I may lay down a timer over it if it makes it. If it does make it, I'll put down a timer over it, and we'll see what kind of time it actually puts in. If it doesn't make it, then we won't put down a timer because there's no point. But yeah, if it does make it, then we'll put a timer over it, and it's doing really well already. It's already, you can see it has a ton of power, way more power to the ground than the Chevy we reviewed earlier. Now, that's not to say that that Chevy isn't capable of a lot more power, because it is with some tweaking of the mod itself, which I will do in the future just to see what kind of craziness I can get out of that thing. But for now, at least in stock form, well, I say stock, in the form of how these mods were when I downloaded them, the Ford and the Dodge were quite a bit more powerful. Now, the only sections I'm kind of concerned about with this Ford are sections where, let's say, for example, we're going over the crest of a really steep hill, because with this truck being so long, I mean, it's got a much longer wheelbase than the Chevy had. It's got a much bigger risk of getting stuck at the tops of hills, which I feel like could be this thing's biggest problem compared to the Chevy. The Chevy had no problem at all going over bumps because it had a lot of suspension travel. This has a lot less suspension travel than that Chevy did. It's a lot less lifted, but it does have these huge Kamaz wheels and tires. So you kind of have to decide what you would rather have. You know, would you rather have more suspension, more tire, or both? I mean, you could have both. And I haven't yet figured out how to actually make mods where I lift suspensions higher. Who knows, I might be able to figure that out in the future. That might be a little bit more complicated. But yeah, this thing is just roaring down the course. I mean, seriously, way faster than we were going in the Chevy. This is actually, honestly, it feels like a really fast truck to me. Again, having no problem with the weight of the trailer. I mean, the weight of the trailer is kind of making the truck just bounce around in weird ways. The truck in itself had a little bit of a bouncy suspension. It's not anywhere near as bouncy or as bad as what's in the Dodge, because that is extremely bouncy. I mean, it has a ton of power, but the suspension is literally all over the place. The suspension will send that truck bouncing and flying in all different directions. It's just weird. It's a weird setup. But yeah, this thing monsters the mud. Just goes straight through it, no problem whatsoever. Just pulls the trailer straight out of it. It almost doesn't feel, honestly, it almost doesn't feel like I'm pulling a trailer, just because of the fact that this thing is just going along so well. Let's see how it does in this next section, because this is one of the first spots where the Chevy started to have a lot of trouble. I'm going to enter from the edge just to try and keep out of the deep water. Oh yeah, no problem there at all. Yeah, that went very, very well. As far as it goes now, I'm definitely thinking that this thing is going to make it. I mean, we can't say too soon, but I'm pretty confident in this truck. Come on. This is where the Chevy got stuck. You pull it out. Oh, yeah, no problem. No problem. It just digs in and goes. No problem at all pulling that Mustang out. Yeah, that's where the Chevy got stuck. So we're past that part, but we have more water to go through. Even though we're past the first difficult spot, we do have more water to go through, which could be a bit of an... Whoa! Okay, there's a rock there. That was weird. It was really abrupt, too. I had no idea that there was going to be a rock there. I was like, shit! Oh, come on. No, 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 no. Don't get stuck. You're not going to have the same fate as that Chevy. I'm going to take an alternate route. Yeah, there we go. We're good. Whoa, that left front tire was in the air for quite a while. Yeah, stay right. Don't dig in. Please don't dig into the mud or anything like that. Please. I should probably be in low, which I am now, just to make sure I can put down all that power. Yeah, no problem at all. The only problem, well, not problem, but the only section that I'm worried about, like legitimately worried about with this truck is yet to come, because it is probably the steepest part on this entire run. Most of this run is, I would say, has easy to intermediate obstacles, but some of the obstacles are pretty hard. Some of the obstacles are right up there with, I would definitely consider them hard difficulty level obstacles. But we're doing all right so far. Now this section is, it's not as bad as it was in those semis. Doing it in those semis was really hard. And we actually almost rolled this truck, but I'm way more confident. Now this part though, there's a really high rollover risk here in the river. I've rolled several semis here, and honestly, this has been the hardest part of any challenge I've ever attempted in spin tires, and just driving into it like that, yeah, we might have had... No. Lock the diff. Oh, come on now. Dang, I just plunged in thinking it would have the clearance to do it. Can I reverse it? No. Wow, okay, come on, jeez. We pretty much flooded the entire truck. It's underwater, basically. I mean, it seems to be getting a little bit of grip somewhere, but that grip doesn't seem to be lasting very long. I'm thinking about snapping the truck, like, out of the river, but then again, I feel like that would be cheating because I didn't do the same thing with the Chevy. With the Chevy, I just, I was like, well, it got stuck. And I think with this thing, I've got to be the same way. I'm surprised, though, that the tide isn't pushing the truck any further. Is there any way? Oh, come on. I've disconnected the trailer to see if I can kind of maybe drive it around. But then again, I didn't do that with the Chevy either. And that would have been... I feel like you've got to leave the trailer on for the entire challenge, but I didn't last very long. I was disappointed. I was really disappointed, and I wanted it to last longer. Oh my god, okay. Well, Fords can officially drive up trees now. Proven right here. Fords can drive up trees and knock them down, apparently. Although I do feel like this is still fair because of the fact that the Chevy wasn't able to get out of there, like, either way. Like, but with this, I can actually get it out somehow. Like, the Chevy wouldn't have been able to get it out either way. Like, it would have been done no matter what we did to it. It would have been completely done. And I feel like this still has a chance. This definitely still has a chance. Just gotta try and line it up. If I can line it up and maybe pull it along the edge of the river without changing the position of the trailer itself, then maybe we can do it. Maybe we can get this thing out. I'm still a little bit... I still don't know. I still don't know. Can we hook it? Pressing the trailer hook key and it's not hooking. I don't know if it's just because I'm not lined up properly or what, but it's not hooking. Oh, it hooked! It hooked! It hooked! Now, praying for traction. And also that we don't flip. Just stay along the edge of the river. Stay along the edge of the river. Oh, man. That was nearly the end. I was like... I saw that happen and I was like, no. No, we can definitely... Like, there's no way that is the end. This is the spot I'm really worried about, though. First of all, it's super steep, and also, this notch at the top sometimes can beach some trucks. Not this one, though. What about the trailer? Maybe? Nope, we're good to go. Nearly to the end of the run. Nearly made it, come on. Yeah, I needed to keep it. I took it out low and took the diff lock off. And I was like, yeah, I probably should have kept that on. I really should have kept it on. And as soon as we get, like, all we have to do to get to the finish line, I'll be creative. Drive between these two trees and knock one over. And that'll be where the timer stops. But, the Ford put in a pretty good run. I'll definitely say the Ford put in a pretty good run. I had a little bit of a mishap, but other than that, the Ford definitely put in a good run. So the Ram is going next, and I have a feeling the Ram is just going to monster it. But if you guys enjoyed this episode of the Trailer Towing Challenge, don't forget to leave me a like. Tell me in the comment section down below what you guys thought of it. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe for more. And I will see you guys in the next one. Talk to you guys later.